Hey everybody, I'm Andrea here. So this week's question is about an entry into a video game franchise that kind of botched the landing, meaning it didn't quite fit with the rest of the games in that series. So the game that I chose was Gears of War Judgment. Now this game had a lot of potential to be cool. It had Baird, it had Coltrane, and some of the other characters from the franchise that haven't really gotten the spotlight. But it became apparent that you really kind of need Marcus Phoenix in a Gears game in order for it to make canonical sense. So this game had some good points, and it had some bad points. So I think the campaign narrative wasn't that interesting. The gameplay seemed very much identical to what had come before it, where they had the opportunity to really kind of innovate a little bit here, and they kind of stuck with what they knew. The multiplayer felt good, but it felt the same. And overall, I think a lot of people kind of forgot that this game even happened. And that's a little bit disappointing, especially from such an iconic franchise like Gears of War. It would have been really awesome if they could have taken some risks and done some cool things with the gameplay, but instead, we got what we got.
Hello friends! Yes, I am still in a gross, nasty hotel room, and I apologize. It's not pretty. Anyway, there have been a few installments in a few franchises that have kind of rubbed me the wrong way. One of them being Breath of Fire, another one being Resident Evil. But the one I want to talk to you about today, friends, is the Harvest Moon franchise, because it is one that I grew up playing. I've been playing them since elementary school. I'm very familiar. I would even consider myself to be a Harvest Moon expert. Not to toot my own horn, but I'm proud of this. So let's fast forward or rewind to 2000-2001, when PlayStation 2's Harvest Moon Save the Homeland comes out. And I was all sorts of excited because I thought the main character looked hot, you know, fancy PlayStation 2 graphics, wonderful, let's get into this. And then I start playing the game, and then I realized that Natsumi had, taken out a lot of the core mechanics of Harvest Moon that makes Harvest Moon so great. For one, they removed festivals. Why would you do this? I don't know. Why would you remove one of the most exciting parts of a Harvest Moon game, the festivals? So frustrating. And they also removed the ability to marry people, which is silly because generally you court someone, you marry someone, you have a kid, you raise your kid helps you on the farm, but no, they completely got rid of that. They also got rid of some tools. I want to say it was the axe and the hammer, which are just staples of the series. And then they made predetermined plots of land where those were the only areas you could plant your crops, and they also limited crops. It was not good. To make that better, they just needed to not do all of those things. Still angry about this.
So I think once any franchise gets to a certain number of games, there's always going to be a misstep or two. That's just kind of the way it goes. For me, the biggest blunder in a franchise that I loved was Fable 3, and it wasn't even the worst blunder of all time. I just know I loved Fable 2 so much. I played that game to the point where I really should have stopped playing. I played for hundreds of hours, played all the DLC, I did everything that I could do. I had nothing left to do in the game. I just wandered around it. I think I just slept with people and then murdered them. But then Fable 3 came around and I was so excited about it, right? Because I had another game to sink my teeth into for hundreds of hours. And pretty much I just played the campaign and then stopped playing it. It lacked that something that Fable 2 had. And I wish I could tell you how I would fix it, because I would love to be that person who could be like, I know exactly how to harness the magic of franchise from sequel to sequel. We can make the same game and have it be super fun and all that. Cool. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. But you kind of get it, hopefully. I'm not sure what caused the game to lose the magic that it once had, but it definitely did, and that was the last true Fable game we got, so that kind of says something, doesn't it?
A game that botched an entire franchise. Final Fantasy 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. That entire trilogy was bad. Don't at me.